Okay, you have your NFL divisional round prediction. So you have your first game, the Bills versus the Bengals. Both won against in the wild card against very bad divisional opponents, and those games were close. And Bills only won three against a third stringer in Skylar Thompson and a injured Dolphins team, while the Bengals they won by 7 off of 98-yard fumble return against a Baltimore Ravens team starting Huntley, and both these teams look like they're contenders, flawed contenders. The Bills, their flaws being too many mistakes on Josh Allen. He threw those two picks, he had a fumble return, and the special teams also muffed the punt. And Josh Allen had another fumble. Luckily, the Bills recovered. And their defense, their secondary, even though they did well last week against Skylar Thompson, secondary as a whole is very injured right now. And the Bengals, just their offensive inconsistent. Their offense is very inconsistent. They can get shut out. It was against a good defense in the Ravens, but their offense throughout the season has played like one good half of football, and then the second half they like falter. And the offensive line, I think, had another injury, so they might be without three starters. So then you have this one's I think still going to be a very good game. They both have both explosive quarterbacks. The Bengals offensive line hold them back, and Josh Allen's mistakes and hot cold holds him back. But this one's going to be a tight game. Bills do have home field advantage, which is big, and I think whoever gets the run game set up first will win the game. And I think I'm and I think Josh Allen's going to have one too many mistakes, so I'm going to take the Bengals with a 30 no with a 34-31 win. And then you have the Chiefs versus the Jaguars. Chiefs had a bye while the Jaguars coming off a comeback win against the Chargers. And Jaguars, similar to last week, what I said, I think they're a good team. They have a high ceiling. Their offense, like in that second half, did great, and their defense at times can be good. But it's their inexperience. They showed in the first half versus the Chargers where they fell in a 27-0 hole. But they did come back. But then you have them against the Chiefs, who are probably the most experienced of the AFC teams with Mahomes. You have Andy Reid. Offensive line, not great, but not horrible. Wide receivers have been doing better, and their defense as a whole has been doing better. And the Jacksonville do have potential for an upset, but I'm still taking the Chiefs here. I don't think it's going to be particularly close. I have the Chiefs winning 35-21. Then you have the Niners versus the Cowboys. Another potential upset game. As long as the Niners talented, and if you look at their roster of talent all around, coming off a win against the Seahawks, they did look a little chippy in the first game, in the first half, but the second half was great. They have so much talent. They have a great run game, which is kind of Cowboys' weakness on defense. Brock Purdy's been playing a lot better, and their defense as a whole has been great. And the Cowboys, similar, they have a great defense. Offense is good. They have a good run game. I think Dallas Cowboys have an underrated run game, but Dak Prescott throws too many interceptions. As long as you limit those, this one's going to be a tight game and potential for the Cowboys to upset. But Niners, I think they're too much talent for the Cowboys to handle. Cowboys do have a chance, but I'm taking the Niners in a close defensive battle, having the Niners win 24-21. Then you have the Eagles versus the Giants. Giants winning, coming off a upset win over Minnesota, while the Eagles they had a bye, and this is their third time meeting, and the Giants have lost both times against the Vikings. I think they scored on every single drive except for their last one. Their defense also played good enough to beat a good Vikings offense. Daniel Jones had a great game, but they are playing a much, much better offense in the Eagles, and I just don't think the Giants, on the terms of a skill standpoint, is good enough to beat the Eagles. Eagles have a great defense that can rush the passer. Their offense with Jalen Hurts is good, too much for the Giants to handle. Giants will be here again in the next few years. Will be a contender in the next like few years, but right now Eagles have too much talent, so I'm going to take them winning 38-16. So there you have it, my NFL divisional round predictions.